What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you tuning in. Before we start, if you can please like and subscribe to the channel, it'd be a huge help. Now, we happen to have the best luck getting our Airbnb in the best area in Bucharest. It was like a 2-minute walk for us to get here, and it's like an alley type building where they have restaurants and cafes, and you can even come here for drinks and shisha. This has been the kind of theme with Bucharest, where they have things that you kind of don't really see anywhere else. It's a beautiful city in its own way, where I can't even compare it to another city. The architecture is kind of dark and medieval, which is probably why I was so drawn to coming here, but that definitely does not describe the people at all. The first thing that stuck out to me was how welcoming the people really are here. Everybody was extremely friendly, and at no point did I ever feel scared or unsafe. So this area is called Old Town, and it's the most popular / touristy part of the city. It's a trendy area, and the nightlife gets pretty insane on the weekends. It's a little foreshadowing there, so be patient because you're going to catch a little glimpse of how it really is at the end of the video. Now, if you look up Romania on Instagram, this bookstore will pop up. It has like 4 floors of books with tons of different genres, and they even had a section with books in English. And although I'm not the biggest reader in the world, I do love me some iced coffee. So on the top floor, it's pretty cool because they have a cafe where you can hang out, read a book you just bought, or catch up on some work while you chill for a little. This is one of the restaurants that we ate at in Bucharest, and I have to be honest with y'all, Bucharest is not cheap. I googled so many things online before coming here, and every website said it's really affordable. Even though we were eating in Old Town every night, I didn't expect the food to be the same price as America. For example, we ordered 6 sliders, french fries, a soda, and a margarita for $50. Now that's not breaking the bank, but I definitely expected it to be around $30-35. So when y'all do come here, don't expect your money to go that far, because you definitely will be spending money. One thing I never knew about Bucharest was that massive water fountain in the middle of the city. I mean, it really was beautiful in person, and it's like 2 minutes from Old Town. Around 8 at night, they'll have a fountain show like at the Bellagio, where they block off the street for an hour and blast popular songs as the water dances and changes colors. I definitely didn't know about it, but we just got lucky as we were walking around at night. We just happened to stumble upon it. So after seeing the water fountains, we walked down the street and saw the Parliament building. Cool fun fact, it's the 2nd largest Parliament building in the world, the largest being the Pentagon in Virginia. And I don't think you can just walk in there. I think you have to make a reservation to check it out. I checked the price online, it's $13.50 for admission. If you want to rent a car here, driving here is pretty chill. Unlike Egypt like you saw in my last video, there's actually structure here and people don't drive crazy for the most part. If you walk down the street in the opposite direction from the Parliament building and just past the water fountains, there's this cool area on the river with all types of different restaurants and different cuisines. A couple of the restaurants built a deck on the water so you're able to eat and chill outside. And that's one thing I noticed, is that everybody is outside. I felt like almost everybody was present and in the moment and weren't attached to their phone. I definitely try to stay off my phone as much as possible on vacation, because there's nothing like experiencing another culture. It's a different story when I'm back home in America, something I'm guilty of and have to be better at. Another small but cool aspect of the city that I liked a lot is how they have their flag hanging throughout the city. I've been to a couple countries, not gonna name them, where the city was fire, but they didn't have their flag anywhere. And over here, I definitely felt that the people here were proud to be Romanian, and that they're willing to share their culture with you, if you're willing to give them a chance. I know it's not the most touristy destination in the world, but I loved every moment of being here, and definitely would go back in the future. This is one of the most popular restaurants in Bucharest, and let me tell you, it wasn't cheap. Every time I went to a restaurant, I always asked the waiter what to get and just went with their recommendation. And of course, this time dude said I should get the steak. The steak was mad good, not gonna lie, but they got me for $32. The total bill between me and Kim cost $80. I was naive because I thought I was about to spend $40 total. The second to last day, we took a 2.5-hour train ride to the city of Brasov. This day was the main reason why we came to Romania, so we could see Dracula's castle. The tickets were about $25 each round trip and featured a lot of open fields, snow-capped mountains, and even a waterfall along the way. Once we got to Brasov, we then had to take a 30-minute Uber ride to the town of Bran, where Dracula's castle's at. The ride cost $30 one way, so just expect your pockets to take a hit. When we got to Bran, the town was way more alive than I expected. I thought it was going to be in the middle of nowhere, but they actually have lots of restaurants and bars there. But now that we're here, I'm going to let you enjoy the video. It cost about $10 a person to enter the castle, and realistically the inside wasn't anything special as you could see, but I was super hyped to go there and finally cross it off my bucket list. 10 out of 10 experience if you ask me. Look at the pasta Kim got, look at her smile, look at her smile. She took one bite, that joint was trash. We only had about 6 hours here total before we had to take the train back to Bucharest. We spent most of the time at the castle, so we had about an hour and a half to spare. So before we left, we had to check out the city center in Brasov, so we took a $30 Uber back. Man, I'm so cheap, I really wanted to walk back, but it was way too far. Once we got there, the first thing that stood out was the Brasov sign in the hills. It's their own version of the Hollywood sign. This was my first time being in Eastern Europe, and if you would have asked me how I thought all of Romania looked in general, this is honestly how I would have expected it to look, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It was a cool, charming feeling, especially with the buildings having noticeably different colors. The city center had lots of side streets with hidden gems. They had so many little shops that sold sweets and pretzels and chocolate, so if you don't have self-control, you can definitely go crazy over there. I wish we had a couple more hours there to actually explore the city a little more. It would have been cool to take the cable car up to the Brasov sign and get an aerial view of the city, but we didn't have enough time, so we ended up heading back to Bucharest because we had dinner reservations for probably the most popular restaurant there. They originally sat us by the entrance. Kim wasn't having that, so she asked if we could be moved, and they kinda hooked it up. We ended up ordering steak here, and the food was good. Kim thought she ordered a glass of wine, but when the waitress came out, she brought a whole bottle. And let's just say, Kim was feeling great that night. The bill came out to about $100, which wasn't bad at all. So if y'all decide to come here, just make a reservation because it was noticeably packed every single day. After this, we kind of settled down for a couple hours before we got ready for the night. I'm gonna just stop talking and just show y'all how the nightlife gets on a weekend in Old Town. As you can see, the nightlife was tough. Romania was good to us, and there's so much more that we didn't see. I heard great things about Macca, which is a beach resort area where French Montana went and performed last summer. And for those who plan on traveling to Greece or Turkey in the future, do yourself a favor and stop in Romania first. You won't regret it. It's only an hour flight away. And from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate y'all watching this video. Stay tuned because the next video we going to Greece.